Hey everyone, welcome back. In previous video we have discussed types of assertions. In this video you will learn a few commonly used TestNG attributes. These attributes are frequently used in day-to-day work to control the test case execution. So let's move to the next slide and see the agenda for this video. First I will explain how to execute test cases in a user-defined order. After that we will see how to disable the test cases from execution. In the end, we will see how we can execute one test case multiple times. So let's get started with the first agenda and see how we can execute test cases in a user-defined execution order. Let's take an example. We have written 4 test cases. And when we execute all 4 test cases, then they would be executed as per the default order of execution. By default, TestNG executes the test cases in their alphabetical order. So when the sequence of the default test case execution does not match the sequence you want, then you can use the priority attribute to set the sequence of test case execution. By default, TestNG executes the test cases in their alphabetical order. When you are not satisfied with the default order of execution, then TestNG provides a flexibility to customize the order of execution with the help of the priority attributes. So you need to set the priority attributes for every test case to customize the order of execution. So when you set the priority attribute for the test cases, you will have to specify a numeric value where the lower priority value will be executed first. So let's take an example. You have written 2 test cases, test case A and test case B, and you have set the priority for both the test cases. So let's say for the test case A, the priority is 1, and for test case B, priority is 2. At the time of execution, lower priority test case would be executed first, which means test case A would be executed first, then the test case B would be executed. So test case which has the lower priority value, that would be executed first. So this is all about the theoretical information on the priority attribute. Now we can move to Eclipse and have the practical demonstration to see how does it work. I'll switch to my Eclipse. So I have already created a package testng.demo. Now I want to create a new class. So I'll right click on this package, click on new and click on class. I will provide the class name priority demo. You can provide the name whatever you want. Now I will click on the finish button. Class has got created. Now let's create some test cases. To explain the priority attributes in a better way, I'm going to create some dummy test cases, which means I'm not going to write the actual automation script. Instead of the script, I will print some messages so that you can understand it easily. So let's say I'm going to create 4 test cases. Let's create the first test case, public void, and I'm giving the test case name A. Here I will specify a message, and the message is, let's say this is test case A. Okay. Now I will apply @test annotation, because if this annotation is not applied, then TestNG will not consider this method as a test case. So let me write @test annotation on this test case. So here you can notice I have written @test annotation, and there is an error on the line number 5 because I have to add the import statement for test. So I will move my cursor on line number 5 and select the import statement from here. So now you can notice at the line number 3, import statement for test has been added and error is gone, right? So let's say this is my first test case. I'll copy it. Now I'm going to create a second test case. I will change the test case name. Let's say it is C, and here I will change the message. This is test case C. I will paste it one more time, and let's say this is a test case B, and let me change the message here as well. So I'll say this is a test case B. Now I'll paste it one more time, and let's say this is a test case D, and we'll change the message here as well. So as of now, I have written 4 test cases. These test cases does not have the actual automation script. Instead of the automation script, they are printing the messages. So when I execute these test cases, TestNG will use the default sorting criteria, which is the alphabetical order, and accordingly the test cases will be executed, right? So let me right click in class, run as TestNG test, and see in what order the test cases are getting executed. I'll click on the button, and here you can notice test cases has been executed. So let's go to this result of running class priority demo. So here you can identify all the test cases and in which order they are executed. So here you can notice test case A is executed first, then B, then C, then D, right? So they are executed in alphabetical order, right? A, B, C, D, correct? If I go to the console, I can read the messages. So this is a test case A, which means test case A got executed. This is test case B, which means the B got executed. This is a test case C. Now the C got executed, and in the end test case D has got executed. So this is the default order of execution where TestNG used the alphabetical order to execute the test cases. Okay, so let me specify the order of execution in which the test case got executed. So first A, then B, then C, then D. So this is the default order of execution. So let's say I do not want to execute these test cases in a default order of execution. I want TestNG to execute these test cases as per my order of execution. And let's say my order of execution is first B should be executed, then A should be executed. After A, I want to execute D, and after D, I want to execute C. And let's say this is the user defined order of execution. Now to execute the test cases in a user defined order execution, you will have to use the priority attribute, right? So let's use the priority attribute and set the user defined order of execution. So here you need to understand which test case you want to execute first. I want to execute test case B first, which means you have to set the priority for the test case B. So where is my test case B? Test case B is here, and here I will set the priority. So I will have open bracket, close bracket, and here I will specify the priority attribute which is going to accept one int value. So I'll select it, and here I will have the priority 1, because we have seen test case which has the lower priority value would be executed first, right? So for the test case B, I have set priority 1. After the test case B, I want to execute test case A. So let's set the priority for the test case A. So I'll say priority, and this time I'm going to set the priority 2, which means first the priority 1 test case would be executed. After that priority 2 would be executed. After the test case A, I want to execute the test case D. So let's set the priority for test case D, and the priority value for test case D would be 3. In the end, I want to execute the test case C. So let's set the priority for test case C, which would be 4, right? So now I have set the priority attribute for all the 4 test cases, because I want TestNG to execute these test cases in a user defined order. Now let's execute these test cases and see whether TestNG is able to execute these test cases in this order or not. I will right click in the class, run as TestNG test, and here you can notice all the 4 test cases have been executed. Let's go to this result of running class priority demo tab and see the order of execution. So here the order of execution is B, A, D, C. So let's quickly verify whether this is the same order which I'm expecting here. So here I'm expecting B should be executed first. So you can notice B is executed, followed by A, then A is executed, then D. Here you can notice D is executed, and in the end C is executed. So this is how you can use the priority attribute to customize the order of execution. Here you need to remember that if you are going to use the priority for a test case, make sure you are setting the priority for all the test cases. Priority attribute will accept a numeric value. Lower value test cases would be executed first, which means test case which has the lower priority value, that would be executed first. With this dummy test cases, you understand how we can set the priority. Now let's meet in the next video and write the actual test cases and set the priority there.